In this week's video, I want to show you how you can get the most from your camera's playback function, also touching on the highlight warning indicator and also histograms. Welcome to the Photo Genius channel. Hi, Paul here from Photo Genius. Welcome to my channel where I post regular photography tutorials, all designed to help you get more from your digital camera so you can take better photos. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on future videos. Now, one of the great things about shooting with digital cameras is the ability to instantly review and playback your images. Now, this is a feature we didn't have when we had film cameras. This is a film camera. There's no screen, so you cannot playback and view the images. Instead, you have to use up the film, get the film processed, and get the images printed. Now, of course, with a digital camera, things are completely different. All I've got to do is press the playback button and I can review my image, I can zoom in, I can check the sharpness and so on. But there may be some really cool features that you're missing out on, and that's what I want to cover in this week's video. So when I've taken an image with my camera, one of the first things I'm going to do is play back the image to make sure it is sharp and in focus. But there lies the problem. We're reviewing images on a very small screen, and this can be quite deceiving because if you have an image that is soft and blurry but you shrink it down, it will appear sharper the smaller it gets. So sometimes these screens can be quite misleading. Images that look sharp may actually be a bit soft and even out of focus. So one of the first things I do is I play back the image and I use the zoom button to check the sharpness. This is also sometimes referred to as the magnify function. So the first thing I want to do is to press the playback button and select an image. And I'm going to go for this black and white image here. Then all I need to do is press the magnify plus button, which on this Canon camera is up here on the right hand side. Now, of course, the position of the buttons will vary depending whether you're using a Nikon, Sony, Fujifilm or other type of camera. Now if I press the plus button, it will magnify the image, and as you can see, you can zoom in quite considerably. You can press the minus button to zoom back out, but a really good shortcut that will work on most Canon cameras is simply to press the playback button to go back to viewing the full image. Now, a really good tip when using this function is to make sure you actually zoom in to the point at which you focused, because by default, when you press the zoom or magnify buttons, the camera will generally zoom into the center of the frame, which of course is great if your subject is slap bang in the middle of the frame, but what if your subject is off center? Take a look at this image and it's clear to see that the subject in the foreground is in focus, the background is out of focus. So the point of focus for this image was roughly speaking around here over to the left of the frame. But as we just discussed, when you press the zoom button, it takes us to the center of the frame, which isn't a problem because using the buttons on the back of the camera, we can move around the screen and check the focus. Let's take a look at another image. This time the focus point has been moved from here to here. Again, pressing the zoom button takes us to the middle of the image, which is clearly not where the camera focused. But once again, using the buttons on the back of the camera, I can easily move around the image to find my point of focus. Now here's another great tip that I use all the time. After taking your image and zooming in, try turning the dial on the camera. What you should be able to do is skip through your images but keep the magnification. Now I find this really handy if I've taken maybe a series of images of the same subject and I want to compare sharpness. So let's take a look at 4 images that I shot with this Nikon camera. This is image 1, this is image 2, 3 and 4. And you will see that all the images look very similar and they also look to be in focus. But of course we know that we can use the magnify button to check the focus. And if I zoom right in, I can move around the image, and in particular there's some text just here and I want to see if this is sharp. Now currently it clearly looks out of focus and blurry, but if I turn this dial I can check the next image and keep the magnification. Again, blurry. But image 2 and image 1, the text is nice and sharp. So not only can we zoom into the images, but by turning the dial we can skip between images, keeping the magnification, and this is a really useful feature. Now, if you're using a mirrorless camera, there is a feature that you absolutely need to be taken advantage of. Did you know that as well as playing back your images and viewing them on the screen, you can also play back and view your images through the Viewfinder? This is a feature that I absolutely love, but it is exclusive to mirrorless cameras and any camera using an electronic viewfinder. Another great camera feature that I personally use all the time is the ability to play back an image and actually check and see what camera settings I used when I took that image. Stuff like aperture, shutter speed and ISO, plus a whole load more. Now this can teach you a lot. For example, next time you take a picture that doesn't work out, as tempting as it may be to hit the delete button, maybe for a change, don't. Play back the image, check the camera settings and try and work out where things went wrong. Maybe the shutter speed was too slow or too fast. Maybe the aperture was incorrect or the ISO was too high. We can learn from our mistakes and then we can improve things as we move forward. So with this Canon T7, I pressed the playback button and straight away I can see what the aperture and shutter speed was. It's clearly displayed here on the top of the screen. If I want to find out more, such as what was my ISO for example, all I've got to do is press the display button on the back of the camera. You may have to press it several times because each press will change the display. So now I can clearly see what shutter speed, aperture and ISO I used when I took this image. If I press the button to the right, I can skip to the next image, and once again I can see what settings I used for this particular image. Here you will see the histogram, and you may also note that some of the image is currently flashing. This is called the highlight warning indicator, and we're going to talk about highlights and histograms in just a second. Now if you're using a Nikon camera, of course you can see exactly the same information, and this is done by pressing the playback button and then using the multi-selector tool on the back of the camera, pressing up or down to change what you see on the screen. Now don't worry if you're doing this and you're not seeing anything, because by default this feature is often turned off. So let me show you how to set it up. So if you play back an image with your Nikon camera but you press the multi-selector button and nothing happens, it means you need to adjust the playback settings. To do this is very simple. We press the menu button, we select the playback menu, press right and scroll down to playback display options, press OK. Now there's a few different options here. The ones I would recommend selecting are highlights, press to the right, and overview, again press to the right. Now once these are selected, just press the OK button, and then I'm going to press the playback button to bring up my image. And now when I press up, now I have the overview page, which clearly shows me all the camera settings that I used when I took the image. If I press up again, I have the highlights page. More on this in just a second. So now let's take a quick look at the highlight feature. This is found in most cameras. I'm demonstrating here with a Canon T7. Now what I'm going to do is to press the playback button, which brings up my image, and as discussed earlier in the video, if I press the display button a couple of times, we get to see this page. Now this is very useful because it tells me what camera settings I used when I took the image. Things like shutter speed, aperture, ISO. Now here we have a small thumbnail of our image, and you will see that some of the image is flashing. Now this is warning us that we have overexposed the image, and this is generally called the highlights or the highlight warning indicator. The highlight or highlight alert feature is really useful and is simply showing you the parts of the image which may be so overexposed that you're actually losing detail. In addition to the highlights feature, we also have the histogram. Now this is useful because using this, we can keep an eye on not just the highlights, but also the shadows. So now let's take a look at the equivalent screen on a Nikon Z6 mirrorless camera. Here you will see the histogram. Now a histogram is simply a graph that shows us the range of tones that we have captured in a single image. The left of the graph representing the blacks and the shadows and the darker parts of the image. The middle is simply the midtones, and over to the right we have the highlights and the extreme whites. Now ideally what we want is a nice spread of tones with no peaking at either end. So a quick look at this second image, and you'll see with the histogram there is a bit of a peaking over to the right. This confirms there is some overexposure, and of course if we go and check out the highlights page, you can see that the overexposure here was the sun. I have made a separate video all about histograms where I go into a lot more detail. I definitely recommend you checking it out next. You'll find a link coming up in just a second. So my video this week has been more about reviewing images rather than actually taking images. But as I mentioned earlier, these features are built into a camera for a reason. So I really hope you're going to take advantage of some of these features, and this will help you improve your photography technique and take better photos, which of course is our goal here. So if you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It helps the videos get noticed, that helps the channel grow. If you're new and you want to see more from me, consider subscribing. All that's left to do is to say thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you again sometime soon. See ya, bye.